Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I started doing to help get rid of my back pain. So for a little bit of background, back in high school, I had one of my coaches allowing us to jump with weight during a squat, and he thought I should go up in weight. I was jumping up with 315, and I came off the ground. I was doing the reps and stuff, and being young, I didn't know it's something you shouldn't be doing. I was just listening to, the person that was coaching me at the time. And I came back down and I kind of felt something in my back, and being young, it didn't really bother me. But as I got older, I started feeling more stiffness in the area, and now I can feel a lump of scar tissue, and I really had to work on it with massage guns. So if you do feel like scar tissue, it's also good to do a cross friction where you go one way and then go the other, making an X pattern, trying to really break up the scar tissue. It'll help give you a little bit more mobility. But this was really my lumbar section. For those that don't know, the spine consists of three major segments, which is your cervical, then you have your thoracic area, which goes to about here to your belly button, and then about where your belly button is to a bit lower that's where your lumbar is at, and that's usually where you wind up having a lot of back injuries occurring, is in that lumbar section. Now, for me, I have a little stiffness in my thoracic in the middle, and I have a little stiffness and my right side of my lumbar. And over time in the gym with squats and deadlifts, my back started really giving me trouble. So I'd have really bad flare-ups, and it was just getting almost unbearable until I started looking at stuff I could do for it. And that's when I found inversion therapy. Now, a lot of you guys know about inversion tables, and for me personally, inversion tables never really worked for me that well until I got some of these. These are inversion boots. And so you can buy them on Amazon or eBay. I'm not selling them. I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm really just trying to help people that are going through the same problems I did. And I'm grateful that I was able to find out about these, because I really think that they have really improved my quality of life, and has also increased the longevity of my ability to come down here to the gym and continuously work out. Because if I didn't find these, I think my back pain would have got so severe that I would have had to give up the gym completely. And I'm glad I found them. Now, with the background out of the way, what are these? Inversion boots are very similar to an inversion table. However, we're going to wind up hanging down with these on, and we're going to wind up putting these on right above our ankle. And so this is actually going to hook in to the bar, like the pull-up bar that you see behind me over here. So we're going to hang up down on. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use these, but first I really just want to go over, why do you want to use inversion? What even is inversion therapy? So inversion therapy is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to wind up hanging upside down from a bar and being held up by these boots. And so that's going to cause gravity to do most of the work for you. Sometimes I like to grab a hold of the bench and pull a little bit, get that extra stretch in my spine, and honestly throughout my entire body. So what that will do is, as you're inverted, your spine is going to be decompressed, because when you have gravity on your spine, when you're squatting, when you're deadlifting, and all that weight is really compressing your spine. But when you invert yourself, gravity is going to do a lot of the work for you. So your spine is going to become decompressed. It's going to allow for better spinal circulation, as well as fluids to come back into the spine, and it's really just going to help lubricate your spine. You feel like you might have a little bit of back pain, and especially a specific area in your lumbar, I think this is the best thing you can do for it, because it's really going to help separate it and give it a little more wiggle room and space to not pinch any nerves. So if you do suffer something like sciatica or any like nerve pain, this could also help by slowly increasing the wiggle room your spine has. Now, this is not a long-term solution, obviously. As you get older, as your spine deteriorates, you might run into this problem again. However, for me, for the past like 4 years, I haven't really had back pain. Originally, it took it all away. Now it's starting to flare back up a little bit. Like today, I was driving back home. I was in the car for 2.5 hours, and my right side of my lumbar was getting a little tight, and that's why I'm about to hang upside down today. But I wanted to share with you what I do to kind of get over that and to get that to occur less frequently. By hanging upside down, it's not necessarily a cure, as it is a preventative measure, because if I hang upside down today, I hang upside down after every deadlift, squat session, I'm less likely to have flare-ups in my back throughout the day, at work, or just at school, just sitting in a desk for a long period of time. Now, if I don't hang upside down, I notice that I have flare-ups way more regularly, and it's honestly a little bit more painful when I don't hang upside down. So I think there's a lot of benefits in inversion therapy. I've also used an inversion table, which I have over here, but for me, my legs and my glutes are resting against the back of the board, and so it's not a full dead hang. And I love being able to dead hang with these inversion boots, because it allows me to get even more of a stretch and a good decompression on my spine, more so than an inversion table. However, most people that I know of, especially if you're older, might not be as physically fit as you once were when you were younger, you might not be able to use inversion boots. Because when I demonstrate this, you might look at me and be like, well, I can't do that. Well, if you feel like you can't do that, then an inversion table is the right thing for you to move towards. And I'm not selling either of these. I want you to go out, find the one that you want. Honestly, Facebook Marketplace might have some that are used. I got these inversion boots on eBay, and I got that inversion table from Facebook Marketplace. So it don't have to be brand new equipment. You can grab it wherever you want. So before I show you guys how to use these, I want to go over a little bit of a precaution for you guys, because a lot of people that aren't very knowledgeable on inversion therapy won't really think about this until it's too late. So for one, I like having a rope, which I'll show in a second, that I was literally just an old rope. I tied it around the bar because a lot of people might not have the strength to be able to get themselves back up once they get hanging down. And like I said, if you feel like you can't do this, you need to get an inversion table rather than inversion boots. If you're not as strong as fit as you were when you were younger, if you're an older individual, inversion table is the way to go. Because to be able to use inversion boots, you have to have the strength and the physical capability to get yourself back up and also be able to do so safely. These are a little bit more dangerous than an inversion table. However, I think they work better. So you got to do a risk reward in your own head. Is it worth using the inversion boots, or is it worth just getting an inversion table and getting what you can get? This video is on inversion boots, but I just want to throw the inversion table out there because it may be all you can do. And I think some is better than none. Now, the rope is there, like I said, to help me get back up, because a lot of people don't have enough core strength to be able to reach up and grab the bar. And once they grab the bar, they might not have enough grip strength to be able to unhook themselves safely, and they could fall and hit the ground. And I've also seen people that get up a little bit too quick, and their body doesn't have enough time to adjust, and they try to walk away from wherever they were inverting at. And as they're walking away, they wind up passing out. Now they have all that dead body weight falling right into a dumbbell that's laying out, or a four-wheeler, or any type of equipment that's around the area you were inverting at. If it's in your gym or if it's in your garage, you need to make sure the area you're doing this in is safe. And also, I really recommend, if it's your first time doing this, you have a friend, maybe even two, that are there to maybe help you get up to the bar if you can't do it on your own. And maybe even there just to watch you and monitor you while you're doing it and when you get down. Because I really don't recommend hanging really longer than a minute, minute and a half, because your circulatory system is not made to function while you're inverted. It's made to function when you're upright, walking around like normal, not when you're hanging upside down. And if you hang upside down long enough, you can pass out. It can be very detrimental to your body if you hang upside down for too long. The people that hang upside down for 5 minutes have trained their bodies to be able to hang upside down that way. And some people may suffer from underlying diseases, and they may just be more genetically prone to passing out sooner than another individual. I just wanted to give you guys this little information, that way you're thinking about it and you don't just grab them, get on the bar, and then you find yourself in a bad situation. All right, so I'm down here in the gym alone. And so when I'm alone, I usually put the phone right where I'm going to be hanging, so I can say, "Hey Siri, call somebody," or I can just tap and go wherever I need. And if I need to, I can call for help. Now we're going to put on the boots. The locking mechanism is always facing out. So I would not put this one on my right leg, because the locking mechanism will be facing inward. If it's facing inward, it has a tendency to catch on the other boot, and it can cause you to trip. So be sure the locking mechanism is on the outside of your leg. That way it's clearing your legs when you walk to the bar, away from the bar, or even when you're getting up there. So now we got it on. Locking mechanism is on the outside of the leg. We'll lock in the other one. Now these are pretty heavy, guys, and they're clunky. If the locking mechanisms were facing on the inside right here, when I'd walk, they'd catch, I could trip, and it could be very dangerous. So now I'm going to pull the bench out a little bit to make sure it's like almost halfway underneath the bar. This little rope I have here to help me get up if I need it. And you'll have to forgive the rattling of the plates. So I'm going to move this rope to the middle of the bar. And when I jump up here, it's going to rattle. I'll try to talk in between the rattling, and I'll try to talk loud. So now I have my phone here. And now how I like to get up here is I grab the bar like I'm going to do a pull-up, and then I throw my, now I have this bar, this extra bar here, which most power racks usually have another bar, and I throw my feet to that one first, then I hook on. If not, I'm going to have to hold, control myself, and hook my feet onto this bar. If, like I said, if this seems a little too much for you, or like you're not really sure if you can do it or not, at first, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to hang upside down. I felt very unsafe. What if this broke? What if that happened, you know? But if you live on the what ifs, you'll never do it. So I wound up having two people come down here, monitor me while I did this, and they kind of guided me through it. And after I did it with him a few times, I felt comfortable doing it on my own. And now I can just throw myself up there. Originally, I didn't like how I felt when I hung upside down. Now I'm okay with it. So we're in pull-up position. I'm going to jump and pull up. Now I have my feet here, right? So now I'm going to take my boot, lock it in. It's locked. If I try to put this one on, and I come up with this other leg, boom, it goes. And then I go if I'm not prepared for that, right? So you gotta be careful when you're putting the hooks on the bar. I'm just trying to demonstrate stuff that could go wrong. Now we're back here, we're locked in. I got all my weight on this leg. I'm not pulling the weight off this leg. If I push against this boot, the weight will come off, that hook won't be stable. I put the other one on, I'm stable, right? I use this rope to slowly descend my fall. I can grab onto my bench here, right? All right, now that we're hanging, we've been hanging here for a little bit. I'm gonna twist a little bit. I'm gonna pull the bench, I'm gonna breathe out and relax. Get some great stretch. So now I'm ready to come up. I can pull myself up with my abs, but if I throw my weight, like I said, one of these hooks could come off. I'm gonna grab the rope, I'm gonna pull up. Place my hand here. I got control, I'm hanging, right? Now I'm gonna go here very carefully, throw my legs up, control my way back down. And like I said, if I got stuck during that, my phone is right there on the bench. I can ask Siri for help. I can tap on it, whatever I need to do. So I've demonstrated it once. I'm gonna do it one more time just from a different angle. Make sure you guys are understanding. Grabbing here for a pull-up. My feet go to the other bar. I bring them in. That weight is now secure. I'm hanging off that leg. I bring the other one up. I put it in. If I was to push this right leg up, I would lose it. The hook would come off. Hang upside down, get a good stretch in my back. I'm gonna pull the bench, breathe out, relax. Good little stretch in my shoulders and my lumbar. All right, I'm ready to come up. Grab my rope, pull up. I'm secure right here. I reach over and grab. Now, when you reach over, I did that one a little quick. You're gonna be a little slow. If you're quick, you'll wind up throwing that hook off, and it could wind up being a bad situation. So I'm trying to go over this as carefully as possible. I don't want you guys getting hurt, because if you're doing this, there's already an underlying injury already there. It's best not to add another. I hope this video is informational to you, as well as beneficial in the future. I really recommend trying this out after your squat, deadlift days, or even a hard day at work. Whatever your case may be, try this out, implement it in your routine, and after a couple weeks, let me know if it worked for you. If you got any questions, if I didn't explain something properly, I can also make another video to address it, to give you a little more information, or I can address it in the comments below. My DMs are open on Instagram. Hope you guys have a wonderful morning, a wonderful night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.